No, 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 thanks. No, thanks.
And
I would
Kitty,
not.
our
Give it back to Stella.
professional,
Give it back to Stella.
but you have a license in professional pessimism, so it's most impressive.
No, thanks. Give it back to Stella. Give it back to Stella.
Speaking of, here comes Stella now. Mr. Tom, thank you. And it's Tom's friend or his cousin. I could never figure out who that mystery boy is.
It's
Is he
my
a friend from the
brother,
neighborhood?
my little brother.
Oh, it's your little brother? Oh, I thought that was like a friend from the neighborhood. Hey, Tom, he has curly hair.
He's short and extra thin.
He does have thin arms. I used to have thin arms like that when I was a kid.
And he's nothing but skin and
Oh
bone.
my, he's nothing but skin and bones. That's the perfect way to describe it. I was very much like your brother because when I was little, I had terrible asthma and I didn't eat food properly, and I was just a really thin boy. My mother was upset, but then I got bigger because I started to eat better. All right, we have Min and we have Dot and Liam and Kitty and Chow and Stella. Hey, Stella, how are you?
I'm good.
Yeah, doing anything special today, Sunday?
No, I'm staying at
No?
home. Oh no. In the afternoon I'm going to swim. Yeah.
Oh, swimming. Okay.
Yeah.
Are you a good swimmer, Stella?
Maybe.
Yeah,
A
I didn't
bit.
know that. Huh. I used to help on Sunday swimming with a group of kids in Taipei. They had what's called autism. It's difficult for them to express their feelings, autism. But when we got in the swimming pool, they were so much fun. It was like they stopped being autistic. They were more like dolphins. They could communicate with each other. It was crazy. If I speak to them face to face, they're really shy and they're like this. They have problems in school because they're so shy. But you get them into a swimming pool, and these kids who have autism became like really sociable. It was the coolest thing.
I think they can just talk to since water doesn't create any noise, they could just talk peacefully without making anything about themselves.
Oh, that's interesting, Tom. Yeah, because some of the autism kids don't like sharp sounds. They get really scared by sharp sounds like a car or another boy shouting. They get really Yeah. How interesting, Tom. You knew that about
Hello, teacher.
Hello, who is that? Is that Lucy or is that it's Edison? Edison. Do you guys know this? Maybe you have a kid in your school or a cousin who has asparagus. It's kids who get easily irritated and they speak really loudly. Asperges or asparagus.
Oh, wow. Wait,
yeah.
no, that reminds me of something. I think some kid in my class, I think some kid in my old English class was like, I think he was mentally challenged because he would scream a lot and he had like behavioral issues.
Yeah, behavioral
He broke a
issues.
kid's arm. He broke a
Oh,
kid's arm.
oh, that's not good. Yeah.
90 degree like break.
Oh, that's bad because that takes
Yeah, it got
surgery.
the news. My school got the news.
Oh my God, that's painful because I broke my arm, but it was in PE class and it was a 90-degree break, Kitty, and I had to go to the hospital and I was in the hospital for 2 weeks. It was just awful. They had to rebuild my right arm. And
Did I go to the hospital as well, or not?
what was that? Who said? Was that Tom or Edison or Liam?
Did that guy go to the hospital or something?
Oh yeah, Kitty, the guy she knew, he probably definitely had to go to
Yes,
the hospital with a
definitely.
break
He
like
went to the
that.
hospital. 90 degrees.
Yeah. Do you know 90 degrees is like that? It's really bad because sometimes the bone actually breaks out of the skin and it gets really messy and horrible.
You mean like when you bend this thing out, you get a
Yeah.
90
So
degree?
you have two bones in your arm. It's called the ulna and the radius. And then you have here where my knuckles, that's your elbow that should flex. But if you break it like that, both the bones break, Tom. So it's like that. And then one of them is like sticking up and almost puncturing the skin. And my friends.
Oh, actually, one of my one person I met, and that person said that she had a friend while they were playing. Somebody he accidentally slipped down a slide and then break his arm, and then the bone was sticking out.
Yeah, it's really bad because
And then the school nurse just gave him a pack of ice.
oh no, you need more than a pack of ice. You have to go to the hospital, Tom.
The school nurse just gave him a pack of ice and said, "Here, take."
Oh, no. They must have brought him to the hospital later, because Tom, in old times, like in China and in other, especially China was good at this. They could take one break, only one bone, and it's called a professional bone, what do they call it? A bone healer. And this person would touch your skin and then they it hurts a lot, but then they would push the bone like this and then it would get better by being pressed together. It was called a bone setter. But with the kind of break that Kitty and I are talking about, Tom, when it's like this, you can't like pull it out and go like that. It's impossible. So you have to open the arm. That's why modern surgery is good. Hey, is Wes here? I'm laughing at Wes's response today. Is that Tae-an, is Wes?
Me, please.
Wes, I'm just laughing because in Wes's debate response, you guys, he says, "What the?" You can't do that in a debate, but it's so funny, Wes. All right, Liam, what do you want to say? You said, "Me, please." What, Liam? What would you like to say?
One time at school, a kid at my class,
Yes.
just holding a very sharp pencil and then like wag it around, and then it hit a kid's head and then it bleed here.
Oh no. Bring that kid to the police department and the other kid to the hospital. All right. Hey, Ketchup is here.
But-
Ketchup, how are you?
And my teacher my teacher didn't do anything to the student that hold the pencil. The teacher didn't even do anything to
The teacher should report that because that's violence. Hey, Ketchup, how are
the
you?
teacher never
All right,
reports
we get it,
anything.
All right. Ketchup, go ahead. What would you like to say?
No.
The last few days I've been sick.
Oh, you've been sick. Are you okay, Ketchup?
It was a small fever.
Hey, your voice sounds a little weaker. I'm sorry to hear that. All right. And Ken, how are you? Mr. Ken with that doggy head. Ken, how are you?
He is muted.
He is muted. Ken, are
Go
you
to
okay?
the chat.
with the
I think
muting?
his microphone is off, or
Yeah.
somebody disabled his microphone. No,
So see, is Dot here? Hey, I want to show your work because it's good work, but I want to show you guys one point here. So I'll use Dots here to show you guys this one for the Sunday debate. So Dot, you saw what my comment was. It's just remember to use debate starters in your work. Some of you guys are forgetting to use debate starters. You have good things to say, but you guys have to remember you're in a debate situation. So let me quickly show you this here. Please don't worry about it. It's not like you made a terrible mistake. It's just a small thing. Do you guys see this? Dot wrote, AI has revolutionized industries. I'll put it all in highlights here. So this is Dot's response, you guys. But then I just added the red part here. You guys remember to say, our team advocates for the benefits of AI. Hey, Dot, is your audio okay? Can you speak?
Yeah.
Dot, can you read what you wrote here? Include the red part here because it gives you a chance to speak, Dot.
Right. Our team advocates the benefits of AI.
teacher,
AI,
you know that I'm.
Okay, wait, please let Tom let him speak. It's his chance. Go ahead.
AI has revolutionized industries, making life safer and more efficient. In medicine, AI helps doctors detect diseases like cancer early, improving treatment. It boosts productivity by automating tasks and enhance safety with self-driving technology. While concerns exist, AI creates new opportunities and can be regulated responsibly. Its benefits in healthcare, business, and daily life make continued development essential for progress.
Very nice, Dot. It's really good. And then I just put that red there to help you a little bit. All right, Tom, go ahead. What were you going to say?
Did you know that I actually am also named Dot, but instead Dot?
Your real name is Dot?
Teacher,
No,
but today
I
I I read
I'm like, because he's Nguyễn, but I'm Đặng. Tiền Đạt.
All right, so you're similar. Okay.
today I read a work of our classmate.
What, Edison?
Today I read work on the homework of one of our classmates, and
Yeah.
that was very amazing. I think it's Tom.
Oh, that's really nice. Nice thing to say, Edison. Really good guy. Was it the video Tom did? Because Tom did the video. Was it someone else? Was it Anbin who did this one here?
Hello, what?
Do you remember who it was that you saw? This one I really enjoy. Hey, Wes, can I show yours? Listen to Wes. Wes, this is so entertaining. Sometimes I just laugh at Wes. Wes, wait 1 second. I'm trying to find Wes's response here. Wes, it's just where you say, what the? And it just makes me laugh because I used to teach a boy 25 years ago who used to say, what the? All the time. The flash banger. All right, you guys. Are you ready, Stella and Kitty? I think you guys are good about jumping right into debates with a group of people.
No.
So this is what we're going to show you. I worked on this today.
No,
and...
I'm good at debating, but I'm not good at starting debates.
All right. You know, Kitty, it's just like walking up to someone on a street and starting a conversation that becomes an argument. It's all right. I'm just joking. Hey, Tom, can you read starting here? Let's see. Tom, can you read this here?
Here's how a negation works in a debate. While we recognize the positive aspects of AI that our debate opposition has presented, while we recognize the positive, we must respectfully disagree with some of these points. First and foremost, AI could mean that millions of people worldwide would lose their jobs. For example, AI becoming so accurate recently that people who work for law firms assisting lawyers are finding lawyers are finding that their work can be done by AI. This means there will be no work available for paralegals or workers who help lawyers write important statements for the court or the public.
Yeah, someone in their debate response, was it Ketchup or Danielle or Lucy? Somebody remembered to write about people losing work because of AI. It was a really good point. I forget who that was, you guys. Mr. Liam raised his hand. Nice boy. Thank you for raising your hand first. Good manners, Mr. Liam. Go ahead. What would you like to say?
I would like to say that in my debate,
Yes.
in my debate response, I did use something about people losing their jobs because AI.
Oh, thanks, Liam. Okay, yeah, so I wanted to put that in this sample, this negation. But my question to Stella and Kitty, you have been in debates. I think Daniela has also. Did you use the formal negation like this, Kitty and Stella?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of.
Like
Especially
basically you have to like
tons of times.
like understand that it's not all bad. It's just like
Yeah. So I've made sure to include this part here, you guys, because it's the idea is to bring the tone of the debate down so you're not actually disrespecting the other team and making them get angry, because then it just becomes a shouting match, which, you know, some debate does become a shouting match if people are really upset about something, right? So I just put that we must respectfully disagree. In fact, if you use language like that, it gives you the power of like authority. And that's also a really important part of a debate. You sound like a really educated, important person, and then you command respect from your debate audience and the debate judges. Psychologically, they just think, oh, this student here who's debating has some really nice abilities, right? and you create what's called a more favorable impression, chances are you'll win the debate too, right? So, okay. Thanks for reading that, Tom. Hey, Mr. Edison, can you read this one here?
Okay. Additionally, some of you have the ability to go off a prepared statement and to begin what is called ad-libbing, or
Yeah.
use your brain mind to speak freely. This is a great skill to have in a debate, but do be careful not to use too much slangs. Which comment, what the, very funny, which,
Yes.
but your debate judge might think, what did he just say?
Like here's some guy from Australia or Canada listening to a student debate say, did that kid just say what the? Because that's actually part of a stronger statement that I won't tell you, what the F, and we'll leave it at that. So that's why I just keep laughing at that. Wes, you're a funny guy. But also, Wes, you have the ability to go off, and Tom, you have this ability. Kitty, Stella, you guys have this great ability to have prepared statements that you've worked hard on, and then to slip into your own language. And that's really important. It's called improvisation. Let me spell it right. Yeah, I spelled it right. It's a Z sound, but it's improvisation. It's like this creative ability to just start speaking freely. And that is so important in a debate. Stella and Kitty, have you guys used improvisation in your debate responses?
Yeah, I have. I mean, like
Sometimes.
sometimes I'll like slip up, so I'll just add my own language.
Nice.
Of course, sometimes
course.
people that I sometimes forgot my whole speech and I have to add something in.
Yeah. Nice, Stella. Yeah, of course, and Stella, of course. Like you should, like Stella, you might say, it's a given. This is a great expression. It's a given that you have to do that. It's a requirement. Like you guys, you have to go off your prepared thing. Okay, are you guys ready for today's debate thing? I was thinking about this last night. I was taking a rest between my classes online for the writing courses, and I thought, what would these guys be interested in? Stella, are you there still?
Yes, I'm still here.
Stella, can you introduce this? Because I think you might really like this.
Read this thing? Okay.
Yeah.
For today's debate topic, I have been thinking about the practice of or role of doing volunteer work during secondary school. Doing volunteer works means taking time once a week or only once a month to do some free work helping young kids or old people who need some extra care. For example, a female high school in Taipei helps old people and very sick children in hospital simply by taking them or reading them books. She does this every day, every Saturday. She really wants to help, but she also makes sure to include volunteer work on her college application for somewhere else in Canada, I think. That's the debate topic. Do you think students should try to volunteer to either help society or for very personal reasons? To show this to a university as part of the process of getting into a very good college. Volunteer work has become a big part of getting accepted into places like Harvard and Yale. Remember in a debate to define your terms right away. You can do this by asking, first off, what do we mean by volunteer work?
Thanks, Stella. Yeah. And so here's this girl volunteering with her t-shirt.
Can y'all stop swearing in the chat box?
What?
Teacher,
What?
what,
Keep
What?
swearing.
What? Whoa, hell no.
Is that?
what are they doing?
Leave
Okay,
keep
no,
swearing
Yeah,
no,
what are
no.
they doing?
That,
for 100 times and I have to delete many.
All right, thanks, Stella. Yeah, tell them no swearing. No
No.
swearing. You guys will.
Okay, I will ban. I will ban.
You be the manager of that chat box, Stella. Much appreciated.
Teacher,
Yes, Tom.
I'm asking why are they bumping hands?
Oh, that's during the. This is an interesting question, Tom. Do you remember 5 years ago the Corona pandemic started when everyone was getting sick?
Yes.
So you would bump your elbows. You shouldn't touch hand to hand because you get the virus in your nose. So people would go like that all
Yeah.
around the world. People were going, what a great question, Tom. Yeah, you noticed that. Nice, nice. Really happy to see you notice that. It was a really weird time, you guys. 5 years ago, I was only like 53 years old. For you guys, 5 years ago, Tom, you were just 5 years old. So you guys are like in early primary school when that terrible coronavirus hit. And such bad
I
memories.
think when I was grade 2, the coronavirus was still there, and I had to stay online for
Yeah.
about a year.
A year online, yeah.
I
And it was-
hated
whole
COVID so much. Like I was
Yeah.
just stuck inside.
Oh,
I
you're
couldn't
I
do
like-
anything.
I
Yeah,
like it up there.
stuck inside.
with
Definitely,
Corona,
Kitty.
we can
You guys all have memories of
learn
this.
on online classes. Only learn on online
Yeah. And you know what, Tom and Edison and Kitty, it was bad for kids. Psychologists and sociologists said that separating kids and having them do online all day meant your friendships, your ability to learn from each other and become well-adjusted human beings was severely impacted. You guys know that? There's all sorts of studies about that.
Oh wait, no, actually, I actually found my like first like very long-term friend
Oh,
because
cool.
of the pandemic.
Oh my gosh, Kitty, this would be a great debate topic, right? Let me write this.
I know. I think it was just like chance because
Sure.
at that time not many kids were like that good at English. It was only me and this other girl.
Okay.
So at least we had someone to like talk to.
I also had that kind of meeting friendship thingy.
Wow, that's Ketchup talking, or who is that? This is really interesting, you guys, because now we're drifting into another debate topic, right? Do you think there were any positive impacts from the coronavirus? Kitty and was that Ketchup? Who said Kitty and Ketchup? Is that accurate, you guys?
Not
Tom, what
really
do you think?
online, just like in online class, you know. I'm not like that, like I'm not willing to make any friends online.
Edison, what is this chat response? I love large spreading diseases because I can only study. So Edison, yeah, okay. The pandemic, man.
I
I'm
love studying online
Okay,
because I don't have to walk to school.
this
Me
is true.
too.
Yeah, so okay, this is
Me
interesting, you
too.
guys. This is, I have to say Edison, and who else said me too? It was Edison and someone else. Teaching
No,
online.
I said me too. I said
That
me
was
too.
Mr. Liam. Okay, so the reason I like teaching online is because when I go to the Japanese colleges, it takes about 90 minutes to get to some of these colleges. So 3 hours a day, I'm just traveling, I'm reading a book or listening to music, but it just physically, it gets you tired. When I work with you guys, I can check all your homework. I can drink coffee. I can really focus on what I'm doing and not have to worry about traveling. So Edison and Liam, really good point. Really good point. You guys are doing great today. So what do you want to talk about? Were there good parts of the pandemic, or should you do volunteer work? I want to ask Kitty this question.
Can we talk about politics instead? I'm
Kitty.
joking.
Kitty, I've overdosed on politics all this past week because there's such crazy changes going on in the world. But that would take about 2 hours of discussion. So,
Trump's like sending tariffs to Canada right now. I don't know how to feel about that, but I'm hoping someone executes him or something. Everything's so
Yeah,
much more
it's-
expensive now.
I think he's gonna create such bad mistakes, Kitty, that. Yep. Who said teacher? Is that Mr. Tom?
I think that volunteer workers just do fun, but some of my friends disagree that they don't like volunteering because they don't earn any money.
That's why it's
Working,
called
but
volunteer
nobody-
work, Tom. Hey,
That's-
Tom, have you done volunteer work?
Nah, I had never.
Would you like to?
I think so.
Okay.
If only I know how to.
Do you see this picture's like in an Asian country? I'm not sure where this is, but maybe Singapore because it's all in English. Could be Vietnam. I don't know. Um, what are they doing here? What can you see they're doing?
I think they're selling. I think they're selling things so that they can make money for charity.
Well, for charity, sometimes you can sell things like bakery goods, but these are canned goods that are already
Well,
prepared.
look behind.
So
there's-
what this could be, I don't know. What do you, let's get some more opinions. Edison, what do you think this is?
I think that they are selling food to give to charity.
Well, it is charity, but selling the food, I'm having problems with this one.
Or they
Maybe
will,
they're
or they,
giving the food.
or they just
They're giving.
packing food.
Yeah, they're packing food. You're getting closer. Lucy, how are you today? I want to say hello to Ms. Lucy. Hey, Lucy, how are
Teacher,
you?
What are they? What if they are?
Hello, everyone today.
So, Lucy, they're putting together packages of food, but is this food for money or is it for free?
The first is for race.
Yeah, this is called a donation. It could be that a company that sells canned fruit sometimes donates extra food, and that's called a donation. So what the students are doing, they're packaging like emergency packages for poor people. And so that's what I think that was, you guys, right? I'm thinking that's what that was. Okay, what are they doing in this picture here, you guys? I'll put the cursor on it.
Planting.
Yeah, planting trees.
Planting trees,
Do you
definitely.
think, do you think this is effective? Like the trees will grow, or like some bad kids will ride their bicycles over
No,
it?
no. I mean,
No.
the trees are gonna grow. I think the kids are like, they're not like
Also,
monsters or whatever.
There's no way. How
Very good,
how
Kitty.
come somebody could just kill the trees when they're
Yeah,
just
see,
sapling?
You
A
can plant them,
sapling
but
has no use. Has
yeah, but then you have to take care of the
No,
sapling.
you're gonna have to care for it. It's gonna become a tree. The only downside I see is that, like, I understand this is like an effort to like, I don't know, like save the environment, but
Yeah.
like in the picture, I see three measly trees. I don't think three measly trees are gonna do anything.
Very
know,
good
but
point.
I mean
Very good point.
I don't mean that it's a me. I don't mean it, but I say that they are really weird. Since one of them grew up, I think it's like a stick with a leaf. Looks some sort of stick with a leaf. Two sticks with the leaf
Okay.
with leaves, dry leaves actually. I don't know, but you can look at the third tree and you can see that the trees are connecting with each other, and I can see their dry leaves.
All right. So here's what Kitty said, and also what Tom is kind of hinting at. It's called cosmetic. When you put cosmetics, you put makeup on. This is just cosmetic effort. It's like not real effort towards making an improvement. So you guys picked right up on that. They look happy. They planted 3 trees. Tom says these trees look pretty weak, Brendan. Okay. Good. Cosmetic efforts. How about the cleanups? This is a problem. Everyone talks about how clean Japan is, but I walk every day and I see secret areas where bad teenage kids and even adults throw packages away in places that can't be seen. And so everyone says, oh, Japan is so clean, but there are clearly places with a lot of garbage on
Nope,
the
I
ground.
think Japan has one of the highest suicide rates, so Japan isn't all like bubble gums and sunshine.
Exactly. Very good, Kitty. I'm glad you know that. Yeah. And then there was that bad YouTuber American kid who actually filmed somebody who had done suicide in a forest, in the famous suicide forest. And that kid got in a lot of trouble. He's a horrible person.
Oh,
People think,
boy.
do you know that guy? He's just a really horrible
no.
kid.
Who's that? Teacher, can you explain to us the reason why Japan was called clean? I think
Called
there's a reason that Japan is clean.
Oh, it's clean.
People
Well, they have,
lie about it. People
I know
lie
they
about it.
do. They
It's
do.
actually clean. Actually, it is clean.
They do have volunteer groups that clean, like company workers go out on lunch and they pick up garbage. So the cities are clean. It's just that there are these areas, Tom, like near a park, let's say, where there's a fence and there are bushes. people, nobody is looking there. So there's something in the psychology of people in this country. They throw stuff like McDonald's wrappers and 7-Eleven plastic. They throw it over the fence so it looks like it's clean, but it's not. There's a lot of garbage behind the
I
fence.
mean, I didn't mean that thing, but I said that people will throw these garbages into the trash can. Then the trash will be dumped into that area. But that's just one area. Since it counts as one thing, if one area is counted, then the rest will be counted as well. But it does. But since Japan doesn't know that law, they thought their country was really, really clean. Since they never paid attention to that small area. Since it's just full of garbage, they don't care about that area.
All right. I get the point. Hey, look at here. We have a black crow. This is also another problem. The black crows go into garbage cans and they pull the food out because these are very intelligent. They say black crows actually have the intelligence level of a 7-year-old kid. And so these black crows actually watch people throw their garbage at lunchtime in the parks. Then they open the garbage can with their friends using this huge beak. And then they start throwing the stuff out and eating small pieces of meat or potatoes or rice. They're always hungry, crows are. And they
make a game show. I think they should call it "Are You Smarter Than a 7-Year-Old?" Or like, "Are you smarter than a crow?"
I think that rats and cockroaches will be also attempted, since if rats follow crows, if rats are smart as crows, they just follow them to get food. Easy.
Hey, let me ask some Hey, Danielle, nice to see you. Hey, Danielle, do you think this crow looks intelligent? Like he's thinking some thoughts or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, look at those eyes. It's like he's thinking about something. It's kind of scary.
No thoughts.
Ketchup, what do you think? Ketchup, you lived in Japan, right?
No.
I thought you lived in Japan. Okay, because you see these crows everywhere. They're really noisy and they rip open garbage all the time.
Have you ever seen a crow?
I see them every day. And the old lady across the street used to make mistakes and not put her garbage into a basket. They have these big baskets and the crows would throw the garbage all over the street. And I used to clean it up for her because she's like 85 years old and I felt terrible for her. Crows are just so crazy, you guys.
Actually, teacher, crows littering everywhere could actually sometimes help, since if crows ate an apple, a tomato, a rotten tomato, they just take the seeds.
Here he is. Look.
And then when they start doing their business, they will pop out the seeds and then
you see this?
And with extra nutrients, the seeds would go down and then will grow into plants. Well, sometimes.
Oh, yeah, that's true. But here's what they're doing here. They're actually going through the trash. And look at this one. He's smart. They're just waiting. Look at how big these things are. So they're just ripping open the garbage cans and just eating everything inside. So
I think the crows are migrating to Canada. I see so many of them. And I love crows, but I cannot stand to hear them caw anymore.
Yes. The
Lagging.
Crows,
Oh no, lagging.
Teacher.
Yeah.
Teacher, he's lagging. He's bugged.
What?
He's bugged. It means he's bugged. It means that his device has a problem.
Oh, okay. So that's our crow discussion there, cleaning up. So Stella, what would you guys like to do? Would you like to do the volunteer work or the other thing?
Is today's debate topic learning about crows?
No, we just went off on the side to show you how dirty they are. But they're really intelligent too. All right, so there was this side debate, which is kind of interesting. I thought this was kind of interesting. Edison, Kitty said, yeah, well, we did meet new people during the pandemic. And this goes against what researchers were saying. Pandemic was really bad for elementary school kids because they can't socialize and meet each other. You guys are pushing back against that, saying, no, actually, it was a good way to make friends. Let's ask some students who didn't get a chance to talk. Ken and Danielle. Ken, are you there? Ken the doggy. Ken. Poor Ken. He looks like a confused doggy. What's going on with Ken? All right, Danielle, let me ask you. You always have wonderful responses. Danielle, during the pandemic, did you have a chance to meet new people online in the Zoom classrooms?
Well, that the COVID time was like my first time, like it was like grade 2 started. So some of them are my old friend in my old class when I was grade 1, but like some of them are new. So like yeah.
Were the new kids shy, Danielle?
No, they talk so much.
Ah, okay. Very good. I'm laughing because I had Japanese college students, 12 of them, and Danielle, since they were studying at home, they would do the lesson in their pajamas and their hair was all mixed up and they just rolled right out of bed and started the lesson. And they were so sleepy, Danielle, that nobody talked. It was pretty terrible. All right. So let me go back to Stella. Stella, your choice, because you are the breakout room leader. What would you like to talk about? Pandemics and making friendships or volunteer work?
I think the pandemic and making friends.
Yeah, okay, that's good. Again, you guys always surprise me because you come up with your own debate topics, which are excellent debate topics, to tell you the truth. So Stella, take 10 or 15 minutes. You and Kitty did a great job. Even if you guys were debating or arguing together, that's fine because you're teaching the students how to do that in English. And that's perfectly fine with me. Is that all right? Because you mentioned Stella.
I genuinely don't care. Just
I don't mind.
I'm just
Don't
you
learning.
guys were like
they don't
discussing
mind,
things?
not don't care.
All right, just checking because maybe you guys go, you know.
I'm so sorry. I didn't know I had to be all optimistic all the time.
Kitty, I'm laughing at that because my wife said the same thing to me a couple years ago. She said, "You always want me to be optimistic." So it's a valid point, Kitty. All right, so breakout rooms. You guys are going to discuss the pandemic. Was there anything good about it, right?
I will join one breakout room.
All right, I hope you will. Here you go, you guys. We have, I'll pull some of you people out. I'm going
Can I
to,
stay here?
sure you can.
I will not stay in the main room
Who won't?
because I always stay in the main room and
That's true. That's true. Okay, here we go. All right, so Tom is in the main room. Lucy's in the main room. Danielle's in the main room. Ken is in the main room. I'll pull some of you guys out one by one. And then we can discuss here about that pandemic for Tom and Danielle and Ketchup. And let's go. Mr. Edison has always got some interesting stuff going on. And we have Lucy. You can stay in the main room with me. Lucy needs more of a chance to speak. And Min, I want to get Min in here. We have to talk to this Min. Wes, the flash banger, Mr. Wes. Well, the flash banger, that's what police use to get rid of crowds of people who are demonstrating in the streets, the flash bangers. They're like a fireworks. Wes, how did you get that name flash banger? Have you seen those before on television?
No, I just call myself that because it's not like after some videos I just made that I just adjust the brightness insanely fast.
Oh, okay. Because, you know, flashbangers are those grenades that police throw to scare people when they want them to leave the streets during a bad protest. Did you know that?
Yeah, I know that.
Yeah, it's called a flashbanger. Let's see if Mr. Tom wants to join us in the main session. He jumped out. Maybe he'll come back. All right, Lucy and Danielle and Ketchup, tell me more about the pandemic. Danielle and Ketchup already had some really good points. I hope Edison comes back. During the pandemic, oh, there you are, Edison. So Edison, you said you could get more work done during the pandemic because you didn't have to walk to school.
Yes,
Okay, so how long does it take you to walk to school?
maybe like 30 minutes.
Oh yeah, so you saved about an hour walking each day, right?
Yes.
Now, the students in your classes, were they all from your same school?
What, teacher?
When you were in the pandemic, you have to go online for your lessons using
Yeah.
Zoom or Google Classrooms. Were those students, were they from your primary school?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, just checking because someone said that they had to meet new students from a new school. I think that was Danielle. I asked you if the new students were shy, and you said no, they talked all the time. All right. Danielle, do they annoy you? Or are they kind of like annoying?
No, they don't annoy me, but like every time when the teacher asks a question or tell they something, like the new student always like saying stuff and like make other people like cannot speak like that.
Okay. They were like taking too much time speaking and stuff, right? See, that's one of the problems about the Zoom class. You guys have good ideas, but sometimes students keep telling a really long story, and the other students might get bored with like a really long story. So that's why I have to cut people off and say, okay, let's jump to another student so you all have a chance to speak, right? So, hey, Ketchup, how are you? Ketchup, I hope is feeling better. Ketchup, you said something. Ketchup said, I still eat ants. Ketchup, I'm laughing because there was a famous rock and roll singer called Ozzy Osbourne, and he put ants up his nose because he was a kind of a crazy guy. He was a half crazy guy. So, Ms. Ketchup, during the pandemic, what was it easy for you to make friends online, or did you enjoy staying home?
Did enjoy staying home and not walking to school.
Yeah.
I
Was
didn't
it-
like making new friends there, but there was just this one girl that knew English just like me.
Oh, very nice. Did you guys help each other to like learn new phrases in English from each other?
Yeah, and
Oh,
then
that's
we
pretty cool.
became best friends forever until now.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's wonderful. Was that all you were living in Vietnam, Ketchup, or was that another place?
That time I wasn't back in Vietnam. I was like in Myanmar, Star
Oh,
City.
Myanmar. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you were in Myanmar and then you were
Before
online.
Before that,
Huh?
I didn't start grade 1 or anything.
Okay. So that's just like a great way to learn from friends. That's a really interesting thing, Ketchup. All right. I'm curious about Wes. Hey, Wes, during the pandemic, do you remember that 5 years ago, 4 years ago, when you were like 5 years old, just starting primary school? Did you do lessons online, Wes? Let's talk to the Wes. Hey, Wes.
Yeah.
So did you do online lessons during the pandemic?
Well, I don't, I'd say like no, because at that time when I was like starting that time I was like uh at the elementary school before I could go into primary, and they didn't, my grandma and grandpa didn't even yeah, my parents had to work, so they just put me like on the sat on in my grandma and grandpa's house, so
Yeah.
they could take care of me, or
Okay.
else they're worried that I would be infected by COVID-19.
Wow. So you stayed at home with the grandma and grandfather. Did you go online then to do some educational stuff?
No, they didn't give us a. They don't allow us to really do anything. They only allow us to watch TV, but they don't really care if they don't really care about what I watch, or yeah.
You were
They
about-
just care about the time about my medical condition, and
Yeah. Wes, you were about 5 years old at the time of the
yeah,
pandemic?
I was about 5 years old and about to go into primary school, but
Okay, yeah.
it's
Because
sort of
watching TV is not
the
bad.
COVID-19 sort of delayed it a bit.
Yeah, there were delays. See, that's what I want to talk to you guys. If you check the chat box, it was called interruptions. COVID was like this great interruption for student development, for education and making friends. So that's what researchers call it, a great interruption for a young generation. And did it have good effects, bad effects? Ketchup, you were raising your hand. Go ahead. You wanted to add something to our debate discussion.
He never left me alone. Like Everyone, it was break time. She
Mm.
kept chatting me and calling me.
Okay, Ketchup, let me write what you're writing in the chat. Ketchup. My friend and I were never alone. And that was online. Was it just you two guys or were there other students?
There were other students, but I liked her the most. I knew her the most.
You guys chatted the most?
Yeah.
That's cool. I like that because you're a good conversationalist, Ketchup. Yeah. Hey, Edison, tell me more. You said I could save time from not walking to school and you studied at
Yes.
home.
And then when I study at home, I have to do more work.
Okay.
But it was better than walking on a long road to the school.
Yeah, nice. Do you think the pandemic helped you become a better student?
But I heard something from studying online that there was too much homework.
Okay. Here, Edison.
I can do it on time, but it was like I hate it.
Edison, I'm going to leave you a question in the chat. Do you think the pandemic helped you become a better student?
Yes, I think so.
Very interesting. Wow, very cool. Let me ask that to Lucy. Do you think the pandemic with the corona 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, Lucy, did it help you to become a better student if you were studying at home?
Yeah.
Wow, wow, Lucy, interesting. Okay, did you stay home then and go online?
Uh-huh.
And so was the quality of the lesson, were they good lessons?
Yes, of course. It's a very good lesson.
Oh, very cool. And was that for your primary school or was it for like a private company, Lucy?
It's a private company school.
Okay, for your primary school. So how many students were there? Like, or was it Google Classroom style or was it Zoom where there are like 36 students?
It's a Google Classroom.
Yeah, okay, that's better. Yeah, Google Classrooms. And so in Google Classrooms, do you see each other or you just do the work?
I just do the work. I can not see anyone there.
Okay. So did the teachers give you good lessons on Google Classroom, you guys?
Yeah, but I don't think so. But everyone say it's a good lesson.
Okay. And so like Edison said, I just kept learning more and more all by myself. Ah, that's really interesting. Let's go to Daniela. Daniela, did you use Zoom or did you use Google Classrooms when you were during the pandemic?
I use Zoom.
Yeah. And so how many students were there?
I'm going to say that's like 30.
30.
And
Yeah.
I hate my class too because you imagine you are studying in a class that was like 70 square meters.
70 students?
But there was 65 students in
Oh my gosh.
that room.
Was it noisy, Edison?
Not so noisy, but I
yeah.
feel like.
Did teacher say, raise your hand? You know, use that raise the hand icon, right?
Yes.
Okay, very cool. And let's see, we have answered most of that question. It's kind of interesting.
I am
you guys.
sobbing. No one
Teacher!
Hey,
I
Stella,
swear to God,
what's
I
going
swear to
on?
God.
I don't like it. This is so stupid.
What is stupid?
No. Next. Oh my God. Oh my God. No.
They
one was
became so
whatsoever.
quiet.
Well, all the kids were so quiet. Do you think it's because they had really young memories? They don't
No,
remember
teacher,
it?
like we called them like a few times already, and
Yeah.
like they keep silent. So like they are and like they are like they be like as if they are in a library. They became so quiet. And
Yeah,
like
you guys
if
don't be
somebody
quiet.
talk up,
Yeah.
they don't know what to answer. They ask, "Oh, I don't have any answer. I don't know."
You don't have
Oh.
any answers, but you're in a debate. You're in a debate. You're in a
You're in
debate
a
class.
debate.
Okay, you're in a debate class. You have to say
Very good,
something.
Kitty. But you know, I'm just wondering if maybe this pandemic was 5 years ago, so it's too young. The kids were too young to remember
No,
the
it's
details.
not. 5 years ago.
5 years ago felt like, I don't know, like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Right, for you.
I could still feel the virus.
But still, and Kitty, you guys are like 12 and 13 years old, right? So you were about
No,
like 8
teacher. I'm 10. I'm 11,
Wait,
actually.
So
She's
you
10.
remember it. Okay, so
Yeah.
you remember it. Okay.
She's
No,
10.
teacher. I'm not 10. I'm 11. Sorry.
11.
11.
So the memories are still strong with you guys? Like you
Yes.
can really remember it?
I could
Yes.
still feel the virus.
Okay, good, good.
Yes.
I'm glad you guys remember because you guys, it was just such a, we're still feeling the effects of the pandemic, you know. Economies
People
around the
died,
world are
teacher.
still, yeah. And by the way, did you guys know there was a pandemic for influenza in 1918 to 1920? It was almost 100 years. It was exactly 100 years before Corona was called the Spanish flu pandemic. And about 50 or 100 million people died all around the world. It was much more dangerous than Corona. And the effects of that pandemic went all through the 1920s. It disrupted a lot of things. And it actually, some people say it helped cause World War II because it caused so much suffering. Hey, Tom, you raised your hand. What would you like to say, Tom?
I want to say that actually my friend just got the pandemic.
Just got it?
A month ago.
Okay.
Ago.
Did
He's better now.
He's better. Did it take about a month to get better, Tom?
He did. He had to wait a month.
Oh my gosh, that's a long time. That's called long-term corona. That can be dangerous too because it causes your thinking to slow down and you have a lot of problems in your body. It's called long COVID, right, you guys? So yeah, this pandemic, the reason why it's a good topic, everyone, is because we're still feeling the effects of it. For example, the Chinese locked down too strong in cities like Shanghai, and it really damaged their economy. And other parts of the economy, like the housing, began to crash because people weren't working. They didn't have the money to pay for their houses or their food. So we're still feeling the effects of this pandemic virus, you guys, 5 years later. It's a pretty
It's
terrible
like they have one good point, but they have 100 bad points.
Hey, you guys, can we do an experiment? Because you guys are wonderful conversationalists. I'm going to go to ChatGPT and see if it's nice to me today. Sometimes ChatGPT is not nice to me. They put it only in Japanese.
Oh yeah, ChatGPT is so nice to me. Whenever I scream, I always scream it to it like evidence now, and it always gives me evidence without saying anything else.
Kitty, I'm
Like,
laughing because in Taipei there was this boy called Mike from Vietnam. He grew up all around the world. He was very intelligent, but kind of a bad kid. And he used to use swear language to ChatGPT. It was kind of evil, right? All right, can you see the ChatGPT? Let me see. What lingering historical or sociological effects did the 1918 Spanish flu, they called it the Spanish flu because some of the first reports started in Spain, have on world developments, I guess we'll call it. Okay, let's take a look. Let's see if ChatGPT can give us, I'll let you guys read the responses. All right, Mr. Tom, you're a good reader. Can you read this here? Is Tom there?
First, impact on public health and pandemic response. Public health systems. The Spanish flu exposed the weakness in public health systems worldwide. Many countries, particularly in Europe and the U.S., had limited medical infrastructure, and the pandemic faced the need for stronger public health organizations and better preparedness for future health crises. This led to an increased focus on public health in the years following the pandemic, with countries developing more comprehensive public health strategies.
Very nice, Tom. So, Tom, you're reading some really good vocabulary that can be used in the debate. For example, comprehensive public health strategies. It's an excellent phrase to use in debate. So I think I'm going to copy this and put this in your debate notes for today, because these phrases, you know, I hate to say it like Kitty and Stella, like this ChatGPT response, this particular one is really good, actually, to tell you the truth, right? Maybe it is getting more intelligent. And Liam is doing his monster under the sea thing by putting his eye right in the lens. Always playing your cute games, Mr. Liam. All right, hey, listen, you guys, there's something here that's really important. Tom, you read this one too, medical infrastructure. What that means are hospitals and small clinics or emergency shelters that can help people who are really sick. Do you know how dangerous this flu epidemic was in the year 1918? There are stories that someone would get on a train, a young person who was quite healthy, and they would take a 10-minute train ride across a city that's called a streetcar. They get on the train, they were completely healthy, but like 10 or 15 minutes later, they were coughing up blood. That's how quick this virus would attack the lungs. It was so dangerous.
Okay, I don't know much, but I think the only reason it was that dangerous is because they didn't know what basic sanitary was.
It's true, they're pretty dirty, right?
If they had used like, I don't know, like safety like standard procedures at this day and age, I don't think it would have been like that much of a threat.
Well, now here's what's interesting, Kitty. I'll show you images from the pandemic of 1918. We'll go to this, images of the Spanish flu of 19. Now, when you see this picture, I'm pretty sure they're going to have this picture on Google.
Where's the picture?
I got to show you. Now, you guys look at this picture, because this is 100 years ago. And so what are the policemen wearing, you guys? Masks. Now, isn't that crazy? They knew to wear masks. Look at the doctors knew to wear masks. Do you know, look at these policemen. This is a famous picture. All the policemen have masks, right? So you had to wear
large masks.
Very large ones made of cotton, right? Not high tech. Look at these women. It's very stylish. Oh, her nose is open. You shouldn't have your nose open. My friend Andy, look at this one. If you spit, spreads death. Don't spit publicly, right? Like Kitty said.
The image with the woman with her nose outside of the mask reminds me of like those videos I saw while COVID was being spread. I think I saw some like American people cutting holes in their masks so they could breathe better.
It's just so stupid, because then the virus still comes out of your nose, you guys. Did you know your nose makes your air warmer? It's better to breathe through your nose, but that's also perfect for virus transmission, right? And look at here. Oh, here, look, here's a school. Now, why are these kids in a school? Look, they don't have masks and they're all sitting next to each other. This is really bad, you guys.
Yes, they can get sick.
Now, this is so bad. Do you see what happened? The people were getting so sick, they would bring them to a gymnasium at a high school, and they would just put these cots. A lot of these people were just dying or waiting to die. It was so bad, people would cough blood. It was really bad, you guys. Look at this. They would at least separate all these people, but look at, they're just hundreds of beds. It was called the Spanish flu. Don't let it spread. All right, so you can see this was really serious, right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, so that's why we were more prepared for the coronavirus. But, oh my gosh, here comes a great debate topic. Are you guys ready? I just thought of this one. Let me know what you guys think. Mr. Tom, Danielle, Kitty, Ketchup, Mr. Wes, Ken. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. Do you think
yes.
Nice.
Oh my God. The only reason, like, I think Vietnam had one of the lowest like death rates during COVID. That was because the people actually listened to the government.
There you go. There you go.
The people actually listened to the government and didn't like get ignorant. Like those Americans. Oh wait, no,
Yes, this is
I sound
true.
very racist. I
No,
sound
it's
very
no,
racist.
no, it's Kitty. It's absolutely true. You know, Americans might criticize China and Vietnam for having socialist, strong government, but during times of national emergencies, sometimes those governments work very well, right? Japan too. Japan has what's called self-policing. Do you know that one, you guys? Self-policing. The people punish each other with words usually. You say like, I've heard it, I've seen it before in these classrooms, you guys. Like I know Stella's good at it. You guys, you tell younger students, stop being so foolish, pay attention, don't talk so much, right? So you're sort of self-policing your own debate class, which is fine with me because, you know, when you correct students who are being a little bit too silly, usually the student really is being too silly, right? So, okay, Stella, what do you think? Can you read this question one more time?
Of course. Do you think citizens should be more responsible during national emergencies like epidemics? I stated this because a lot of people did not wear their masks properly. Vietnam had a low fatality dying rate. Japan has what is called self-policing, where people correct each other bad behavior. Both of these countries had low death rates.
Yeah. So this policing works, like telling each other to do the right thing in a strong government. Do you agree or disagree, Stella?
I'm more of agree.
Okay. Nice. And it's because what Kitty said, the death rate was much lower. This debate topic is probably going to be pretty easy for you guys to answer because you are growing up in Vietnam. Kitty's in Canada now.
Goodbye.
You know, so you guys are in countries where you have a lot of personal freedom. Kitty is, but in other countries with strong governments, they make sure you don't do the bad thing. Let's ask Mr. Liam. Liam, did you say goodbye? I hope you're going to stay. Mr. Liam. Liam,
I think he thought that it was the end time and then he went out.
I know, but he stayed. That's the important thing. Hey, Tom, let me ask you, because you always have good opinions. Tom, do you think it's citizens should be more responsible during bad times?
I think citizens shouldn't be that responsible since they aren't the ones who caused the problem, and also I think that citizens would make no fact why they should be responsible when they did nothing. They are totally, really, seriously, I don't know, but they're really unresponsible, and it's not allowed.
All right, but what about following the rules after the bad thing starts, Tom? Like the crisis.
Then that thing could affect, but sometimes citizens wouldn't just be like sad, but also the emergency that they gave us would make it impossible for them to work, and then they could just die out of an outrage.
Wow, interesting, Tom.
I have so many rebuttals right now.
I know, me too, Kitty.
I just can't.
All right. Tom, I think you were arguing this when you really thought about it, right? So, Tom, I'm giving you a little bit of help there. Because people dying is such an outrage, it's so disruptive. Like in India, they were burning bodies and then throwing the bones into the rivers, which makes the problem much worse. It was horrible simply because they didn't have a strong government to help them get rid of the bodies. And some countries were lying about the number of people that died. They think in India over 1 million people died, and the families were so poor they just brought the bodies down to the river and pushed the body into the river. Normally, Indian people burn dead bodies. They didn't even do that. So that's why, this personal responsibility. But then the poor people said, what could we do? Our grandmother was dead. Are we supposed to let her sit in the house, and start to decay, right? That's their argument. So you guys, this is becoming kind of a really intense debate. Let me run this by Stella and Tom and Ken and Liam and Kitty, Wes. Do you want to do this one for your debate topic?
Yes.
Yeah, why not? Why not? Yeah.
All right, I look forward
I
to it.
agree.
Now listen, it's okay.
Okay. Not really, but I
Oh,
totally
not
agree.
really,
Yes.
but listen, it's okay in your response to get really emotional about this, because this was only 5 years ago during the pandemic. And things like the pandemic cause some strong emotions, you guys. So it's perfectly okay to get emotional saying, I really hate this idea, right? It's fine by me. I'm not going to be offended by anyone, right? Because, during pandemics, they had to make some really bad decisions. Like if someone's using oxygen for a mask, if the person is dying, the doctors sometimes take the mask off and they clean it, of course, then they put it on somebody who has a better chance to live. So you see, even highly educated doctors have to make some quick decisions that are really sad and so
I mean, it's like really unethical, but at the same
Yeah.
time, it's like you have to. Like
You have
morally wrong, but like
Yeah. Very good, Kitty. Some fast choices like doctors have to make, very blurry. Later, they're going to think about it and it's really going to bother them. But at the time, they feel like they're doing what's right. That's the problem with human memory. We remember what we do and we begin to really regret some of our choices, right? But then your defense is, well, I had to do it at the time. I had to save that young kid. The grandmother was going to die, right? Ow, serious stuff. All right. So I'm going to put that in the Zalo. Should we be responsible during national emergencies? Take personal responsibility. Of course, we know the answer. I say yes. My God, yes, right? All right. So thank you very much, Stella and Kitty. I'm sorry the room was a little bit more quiet this time. It could be the students are also studying a lot. I get a lot of homework responses that say, teacher, I'm so busy. I could only do, a little bit of homework. So thank you for being honest, you guys.
seriously.
Yeah, they were honest about it, Kitty. Teacher, I really didn't have a time to do your homework. I got so busy in school. That's fine. Remember,
I
this
don't
is
think some of them are true, some of them are like fake to get away, to jump away from that issue. And like they literally forgot that they have to do that. And then like, they came into school like when that is a Sunday, and like they say, teacher, I'm so sorry, I didn't do your homework because today is Sunday and I had to go to school. And like that is a bit like
that's not true then, is what Stella says. Good for you, Stella. I still think you have a great future as a teacher, if you want to. All right, can I say goodbye to you guys? We're a little bit late. I hope you have a great Sunday.
Yeah, sure. Goodbye.
All right, check Zalo. See you guys. Bye-bye.
I hope you have a great
Thank you, Mr.
Sunday
Lee.
too. Goodbye.